The Gift of Magi, a poetic summary by Pooja Sirohi. She counted thrice, not a penny less and not a penny more, $1.87. With a thumb, she knelt on the floor. Pennies were saved, hard work was done, and chores were compromised. Just $1.87, Della looked at the heaven and cried. Mrs. James Dillingham Young, familiarized as Della in the lines above, had a heart of gold and was as pure as a dove. She stood up and rejected that moment, full of sobs and partial smiles. To fetch more dollars, she knew that she had to tread those extra miles. Being thin and slender, Della stood before the pier glass of an $8 flat with mixed concrete and wavering mass. Her eyes glistened when an idea struck her head. Just then her face lost its color. She hurriedly held on to her bed. Like a gown below her knees, with beauty and strength, the only possession, her cascade of brown waters opened to its full length. Her Majesty, Queen of Sheba, would have envied her with a stare, the moment Della would have opened her lustrous long hair. Hastily she set off to Madame Safrony, hair goods of all kinds. To increase those $1.87 was the only thought in her mind. A waterfall of silky waters, Della's hair, that fell down her collars, was now cut in no seconds and sold to a salon for mere $20. Tears rolled down her cheeks. This sacrifice was for him, the 22-year-old James Dillingham Young, whom she lovingly addressed as Jim. She ransacked all the stores with $21.87, ran across the roads and rushed into the shops filled with exotic souvenirs and scents. A platinum fob chain, her gift for Jim, she held with a smile, curled her boyish locks and sought the mirror's help for a while. Jim was an early bird. She waited at the door, seated on the corner of the table, her eyes fixed on the floor. The gift of Magi was destined to leave footprints in the sand. She held the fob chain that was for Jim's golden watch tightly in her hand. Jim simply stared with curious eyes, and Della whispered low, "Don't look at me like this, oh Jim. I still cherish that glow." Jim's love for Della was beyond materialistic aspirations. He comforted her with his words of love and confirmations. He loved Della for her sweetness and generosity. This Christmas Eve had filled the air with undesired ecstasy. His trembling hands gave Della her gift, and she eloquently turned white. Her heart was pounding faster and faster. Her eyes were awaiting a heart-melting sight. The combs that she had longed for, a pure tortoise shell with jeweled rims. She held them close to her heart and looked at Jim with her teary eyes, so pale and so dim. "My hair grows so fast, Jim," she comforted her husband and drove away his fears. Together, both Della and Jim then shed their hysterical tears. Quite in oblivion, 'twas Jim's turn to see his Christmas present, the platinum fob chain for his ancestral golden watch for which it was meant. Jim held the $21 gift and placed it on the couch. Their gifts were the wisest, I truly vouch. They are the Magi, the wisest of all, to have sacrificed their priciest possessions for one another, be it big or small. Her hair, his ancestral gold watch, their possessions were sold. Stories of their sacrifice shall be inscribed in gold.